For you, my queen, a garden of wonders, a reminder of your homeland.
Hey guys, are you ready? Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating mysteries hidden in the depths of history, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Picture this, in the barren deserts of Mesopotamia, amidst swirling sandstorms, terraces rising to the sky like a green dream. How were these gardens built? Was it a king's love, or a stroke of engineering genius that brought them to life? Come on, let's flip through the dusty pages of this legend and uncover its secrets together. One of the most captivating mysteries of the ancient world, rising amidst the fertile plains of Mesopotamia, a green dream reaching toward the sky. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. These gardens were not merely an ornament of a royal palace, but a symbol of humanity's endeavor to conquer nature. Imagine, in a barren land whipped by sandstorms, trees, flowers, and orchards suspended on layered terraces, a miracle that seemed to defy gravity. So, how were these gardens built? Historians, archaeologists, and mythologists have debated this question for centuries. Today, drawing on ancient texts, archaeological clues, and engineering dreams, we'll explore the creation of this legendary structure step by step. Let's first lift the veil of mystery surrounding the garden's story. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon are said to have been built in the 6th century BCE under the orders of Babylonian King Nebuchadnezzar II. Ruling from 605 to 562 BCE, Nebuchadnezzar was a king who shook Mesopotamia with his conquests. He adorned his capital, Babylon, with walls, temples, and magnificent structures like the Ishtar Gate. But the true motivation behind the gardens was a romantic love story. Legend has it that the king built them for his Median queen, Amytis. She longed for the lush valleys of her mountainous homeland, Media. To revive her spirit wilting in the desert heat, Nebuchadnezzar wanted to offer her a piece of her homeland, hanging gardens that promised the coolness and shade of forested hills. Ancient writers first mention the gardens in the 3rd century BCE, records of the Greek historian Berosus, but the details come from Roman era travelers Strabo and Diodorus Siculus. Strabo describes the gardens rising along the banks of the Euphrates River, north of the royal palace. Diodorus details their scale, a square platform roughly 400 feet long and 400 feet wide, surrounded by walls. These walls stood 75 feet high and 60 feet thick, like a colossal fortress. Moreover, this wasn't a single layer, it was a 7-tiered terrace system. Each level narrowed slightly, rising like a stepped pyramid. The lowest tier was likely the palace itself, while the uppermost were covered with gardens mimicking wild nature. So, how was this massive structure erected? The engineering foundation relied on Mesopotamia's tradition of clay and brick. Stone was scarce in Babylon, so everything was made of fired clay. Archaeologists found millions of bricks in the ruins of Babylon's walls, each stamped with Nebuchadnezzar, King of Babylon. For the gardens, these bricks were sealed with melted pitch and resin to make them waterproof. The base layer was filled with clayey soil kept moist with river water. Thick wooden beams, likely cedar imported from Lebanon, were laid atop it, forming a platform 15 feet wide and 6 feet thick. Reeds were spread over the beams, followed by a layer of clay and pitch. Finally, 3 feet of fertile soil was added. Each terrace thus became a garden bed. But the real magic lay in the system connecting these terraces. The gardens were designed like a mountain climbed by a spiral ramp, similar to those Egyptian pyramids, guiding visitors upward step by step. The ramp was adorned with lion statues and reliefs, a hallmark of Babylonian art. Each terrace hosted different plants, palms, and figs on the lower levels, roses and vines in the middle, and pines and oaks at the top. The soil was enriched with rare seeds from Greece and Anatolia. Flowers swayed as if dancing with torches illuminating the night. According to Strabo, the gardens were so dense that from above, one might mistake the city below for an endless forest. Now, the critical question, where did the water come from to sustain this green paradise? In Mesopotamia's scorching heat, ordinary canals wouldn't suffice to water thousands of trees. Here, the pinnacle of ancient engineering came into play, a system resembling the Archimedes' screw. Diodorus describes it as chain-driven buckets, like mill wheels, drawing water from the Euphrates. These buckets were linked to a bronze, geared machine, powered by slaves or animals. Water was pumped to reservoirs 50 feet high. From there, it flowed through hidden channels between terraces, nourishing each level. Excess water drained back to lower levels, creating an endless cycle. Some archaeologists suggest the system included hydraulic presses, pistons powered by water pressure that lifted the river upward. This was a remarkable innovation for the 6th century BCE, predating even Roman aqueducts. Of course, the cost of construction was staggering. Nebuchadnezzar's treasury overflowed with gold and silver from conquests. The workforce comprised thousands of slaves and artisans, Egyptian stonemasons, Phoenician carpenters, Indian gardeners. The construction timeline is unclear, but likely spanned decades. To withstand Babylon's annual floods, foundations were dug 20 feet deep. Against earthquakes, wooden beams provided a flexible framework. And let's not forget, the gardens weren't just aesthetic, they cooled the palace, offered fruit, and provided shade. During royal feasts, guests sipped wine on the terraces, gazing at the stars. Yet, a debate lingers in the shadow of this captivating story. Were the gardens truly in Babylon? Modern archaeology notes that Nebuchadnezzar's records never mention hanging gardens. German archaeologist Robert Koldewey, excavating Babylon in 1899, found no trace of them. Instead, some historians argue the gardens were in the Assyrian capital, Nineveh, at King Sennacherib's palace. In the 7th century BCE, Sennacherib built a similar irrigation system, canals drawing water from the river and hanging gardens. Perhaps the Greeks exaggerated Babylon's splendor, transplanting the legend to Mesopotamia. Another theory, the gardens never existed, merely a literary metaphor. But testimonies from ancient writers like Herodot whisper of their reality. Regardless of the legend's truth, the hanging gardens of Babylon stand as a monument to human ingenuity. They were a symbol of hope in the desert, a testament to shaping nature and achieving the impossible. Today, though their remains are lost in Iraq's barren lands, their dreams endure. Modern botanical gardens, Dubai's artificial islands, even green domes in space colonies echo this ancient vision. The green oasis Nebuchadnezzar offered a myth reminds us, the greatest structures are born not of stone and brick, but of imagination. And our story doesn't end here. If we could visit these gardens, we'd hear the secrets whispered by the wind in the leaves, the flow of water, the song of birds, the solitude of kings. Perhaps one day, a new excavation beneath the sands will illuminate this mystery. For now, the hanging gardens of Babylon remain one of history's most beautiful enigmas, suspended in the sky. All right, friends, we've reached the end of our video. We've shared this incredible journey through the mysterious world of the hanging gardens of Babylon with you. Don't forget to check out our other videos for more history, secrets, and stories. You can subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. We can't wait to meet you in our next adventure.
A garden of wonders.
See you soon!
A reminder of your homeland.